2P 6H frame traps 6 frame buttons and slower, but that leaves you vulnerable to 5 frames and faster, unless you're close enough to connect to 6P. After doing a few 2Ps, 6P will miss and 6H will take more time to connect, so if you're worried about them pressing at this range, you can stop and press // instead. You can also just frame trap the 2Ps into each other, making it hard to guess correctly when you'll cancel. Since you can frame trap to scare them from pressing, you can fit in dash throw. They will be able to backdash this gap, but then they lose to 6H again. Fujin also catches backdash. In the corner, 5K is the best option to catch backdash. You'll generally want to go into 2D from 5K or 2K if the range allows it. At max range you'll want to confirm into Fujin. It gives a combo and counter hit, so it's not bad either way. If you have dash momentum, then you can choose to stagger into a close slash or throw instead. Your general block string will be close slash 2S 5H, but 2S and far slash will not true string into 5H. That leaves you vulnerable to reversals or backdashes. However, you can cancel straight from 2S or far slash into Fujin, which will catch backdash but still has a gap. If they do block the 5H, then Fujin will jail. Since after far slash there will always be a gap, you can do a charge Fujin to catch them doing reversals. Also, just stopping on far slash is good since it puts you in a range that is difficult for many characters to contest while threatening frame traps. From a close slash, since you are plus, you can do a dash throw, or a frame trap with 2P, or by delaying a 2S or far slash. In the corner, ending block strings with butterfly is good. If they block the first hit, then you can do dash 2S to jail into more pressure, or go into Fujin. The 2S is good for catching them trying to jump out. 5H is also a good normal to keep them from jumping out since it hits so high up. After the butterfly into 2S Fujin, you could decide whether to restart a string or go straight into the Fujin mix-ups. The basic close slash block string into Fujin spaces you out into a good range to threaten restarting strings or committing to a high-low. You can also go into a Kara fan toss to build meter while resetting strings. The spaced corner pressure with many frame traps and reset points is a good portion of where Anji's offensive strength comes from. Since Anji uses so many special moves, he builds a lot of meter from his pressure. Fujin is really strong, but is generally unsafe. From a general block string, mid-screen, ending in Fujin, Anji will be punishable by many 2K 2Ds, but it is not in range for a close slash punish. Charge Fujin is slightly more safe at -6 rather than -8, but it is still 2K 2D punishable. Far slash into Fujin low generally spaces you out of 2K 2D range, but if they IB the Fujin, then it makes it much more likely to be punishable with a knockdown. Uncharged Fujin into the overhead trades with 6 frames, but charged Fujin beats them. But they both lose to throw. Doing a delayed low follow-up will beat them trying to punish the Fujin or throw the overhead. Fujin Kara overhead is strong, but if it gets blocked, it's an easy close slash punish, so it's generally best to do when you have meter, but don't exclusively do it when you have meter. Also, if they air block the Fujin overhead, then they can throw you out of your next button, so be careful. The Fujin hop is basically only used for throwing or throw baiting, but it is the most vulnerable of them all, so be careful. Fan toss is +7, so if you're fighting a patient opponent, it can be good. You'll generally want to do 2S after landing, and on counter hit you get a combo. Pairing Kara fan toss with butterfly, Fujin, and staggers will build you a lot of meter while maintaining plus frames to fill their mental stack. They can also jump out of the butterfly and fan toss. And they can interrupt any Kara except the fan toss with a low since you'll be off the ground so fast. If your opponent is looking for it, they can punish fan toss with air throw or with a rising button that could lead into a full combo. Once your opponent seems to be committed to blocking Fujin before the follow-ups, that's when you can mix in the Kara overhead and hop. Corner far slash pressure is strong, especially when mixing in butterfly and Fujin. Far slash hits at a range most counterpokes will whiff, but they can 6P you if you're being a bit predictable with the timing. Or they can do a move like 5H if you aren't mixing it up, but doing a frame trap Fujin will keep them in check. They may try to jump or IED out of the corner, but Anji's 6P is great at catching this range. And Ko catches this very well, but is a high commitment. Or if you want to do low commitment, then you can try to react with 5P. Ko puts them in guard crush and lets you jail a falling JS. Charged Ko is good for catching delayed jumps and even counterpoke attempts. JD can be used as a callout since it catches this range too while keeping you at the range you want to be. 6P is good for catching normal IEDs, but JD can catch moves like Capel that can avoid 6P. The main way you'll use meter is to RC after Fujin overhead or low to get a combo or to get another chance to mix them up, and it's best to fast cancel the RC to save a bit of meter. You can also get a little tricky and fast RC into low before the Fujin overhead connects. From 2K 2D you can do butterfly, but you'll want to delay it a little bit or it will whiff. Or you can OTG with Fujin into hop, then meaty close slash. From far slash into Fujin then low, it's best to do dash up 2S meaty since you won't get into close slash range. Same goes for any far range grounded hit Fujin into low. If they were close, then you could do a dash up meaty close slash. Just keep in mind these Oki setups are not safe to reversals. From throw, you can do butterfly into Fujin Kara overhead or low and get a combo off either, even if they get hit by the butterfly. If they block either, then you get to start another turn. Or you can do Fujin, then have the second hit of the butterfly cover the follow-up. It's important to do this last one since the Kara overhead and low can be mashed on, but doing raw Fujin will lead to big reward on counter hit. You can also do dash up 2S to catch them trying to jump, and do Kara fan toss to enforce more plus frames while being covered by the butterfly. If you know they really don't like to down back, then you can even just do dash up 2K2D, then do it again. The butterfly Oki automatically catches DPs, but you can also do dash block to catch reversal attempts after the butterfly connects and do a delayed 2K. For a simple strike throw setup, you can do Fujin hop, then delayed button or delayed throw, but remember there is throw protection. In the corner, you can OTG with close slash, then dash cancel to auto time a close slash meaty. Or you can OTG with 2K or close slash into butterfly and get similar pressure while auto baiting DPs. From far slash 5H Fujin, you can do the hop follow up into dash close slash for a meaty. In the corner, you can end with Fujin overhead instead and still get the meaty. From a close range 2K2D, you can do Ko, falling JS, then IED-JH for a safe jump. After a double Ko combo, you can do air dash whiff button into close slash meaty since the gravity will be too high to set up the safe jump. Finally, from an anti-air, you can end with Fujin overhead and get a dash 2S meaty. Thank you for watching.